Hello, my name is Ivan Roka. I'm originally from Croatia, which is a little Mediterranean country in the middle of Europe. It's a belly of the Europe that we like to call Balkans. I live in Thailand for now 8.5 years, but I had the privilege to travel around the area around the region of Southeast Asia and China and Hong Kong because of my work. So first I lived in Thailand for, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, and then I started to travel to develop my business. So I traveled all around the region, from Hong Kong all the way to Bali. So I visited Shanghai, Zhuhai, Hong Kong, Ho Chi Minh. I visited most of the regions in Thailand, from Chiang Mai all the way down to Chonburi, and now the Klong Muang area, the Krabi area, Phuket, and even the Lanta Island, and so on and so on. I've never been on the border of Malaysia. I think it's interesting. And also I've been in Malaysia, in Penang, Kuala Lumpur. I was in some other parts of Malaysia. Also I was I visited Jakarta. Oh my God. Jakarta has the most craziest traffic you can think of. And of course I was in Cambodia. I was in Siem Reap. I wanted to visit the history of Cambodia. It's pretty amazing. And I was also in Bali. Well, Bali it's a very special place to be. And I was also in Brunei, Singapore, of course. Oh, Brunei is a very special place to be. So since I arrived, I first explored Thailand. It was the easiest. It's easy to travel in Thailand. It's not that expensive. It's diverse. You have many different regions you can visit. Especially, I was interested in the history of Thailand. I was interested in the historical artifacts, like in Ayutthaya or in Chiang Mai, so on. So I visited these places. I lived in Chiang Mai for 3 months, and it was really cool. It was full of arts. It was full of people, tourists. It was very lively place to stay and to be, but it was polluted. So I actually leave that idea, and I decided to live in Bangkok. And Bangkok is amazing place to be because the Bangkok offers nature. I lived on the Chao Phraya River side, in Thonburi side. And also Bangkok offers this amazing daylight experience, which is, I even don't know how to put that into the words, but also the nightlife experience. I think that the Bangkok, from all of the cities in the world, has one of the best nightlife experience, which means dining, clubs, street life, all this, the mix of it is just amazing. So just before the pandemic, I moved to Klong Muang area, which is next to Aonang. Unfortunately now it's empty, but it should be like this at the moment. Still, the people are taking care of it. We are at the Sofitel, in the middle of the golf course, which is really beautiful place to do golf if you like the golf. And there is no people, but this place is very special because it's clean. We are squeezed in between two national parks. One national park is on the sea, the islands, and the sea itself, and another part is at the back. It's a northern part, just north from Krabi and Aonang, which is jungle and the mountain, and it really provides you with a fresh air, beautiful daily atmospheres, very good seafood, and above everything, it's never really too hot because you have this breeze that makes you a little bit cool down. Okay, not to mention beautiful community here, which was very helpful during the pandemic. I really enjoyed it. And how to say, most of these places were actually open. The Sofitel is open, the Ritz-Carlton is open, the Tapkek boutique resort is open, the Dusitani is open, Beyond is open. It's all open, and I know that they're spending a lot of money on preserving it for you to come in a year, 2 or 3, I don't know, we will see. But they are really putting a lot of effort to make this work, although they don't have income. So I really appreciate this effort. So where I traveled, I traveled really in all of these places. So I was really impressed. I cannot say, okay, this place is special, but there is one place that really triggered something in me. It's the Malacca in Malaysia. So the Malacca was a melting pot of the trade, of the Southeast Asian trade 1,000 years ago, when the Chinese merchants traded there. And then because of their location, the Malacca trade, even today, it's strategically and economically very important. It developed into the real trading post that was supported by the merchants from India. So it was a Hindu place. Also from Muslim India, so it's a Muslim place. And then you have the Portuguese coming there. Actually, the Dutch, and there was a war a little bit around it. But when you come to Malacca, you will see this beautiful combination of cultures which is still there. For example, in Malacca, you still have the Portuguese community which speaks some old style Portuguese, like 400 years, 500 years old. And they're still there. You have the Portuguese dining, which is very good. You have the Portuguese community, but also you have the Chinese little shops. You have the Dutch tower, which is completely preserved. And it's this combination of culture is really what is very unique, and this is something that I really like, because it tells us that the mixture of cultures means the progress, not the isolation of the cultures. I saw the same thing in Singapore, for example. It's a mixture of culture. It's a beautiful city, full of novelty. It's a very modern city. It has its problems, of course, like everywhere else. But it's a beautiful place to be, beautiful place to develop, beautiful place to live, especially for children. They have a very good educational system, very clean and very safe. I also spent some time in an island. Actually, it's a region of Malaysia which is called Penang. So I spent some time at the St. George. It's how to say, the city of Penang area, the capital. It's also the UNESCO protected area, and it's gorgeous. It's also a mixture of cultures: Chinese, Malay, British, with all the historical heritage. Fantastic food, amazing food. If you want to get fit, go to Penang. And then, of course, I cannot forget about locations like, of course, Siam Reap, where is the Angkor Wat. I mean, you don't miss that place. It's beautiful. I don't know. It's beyond understanding, because the Siam Reap, the Angkor Wat itself, it's a culture which left amazing heritage. So it's not just political, economical, but the art they left there, it's just prestige. Ho Chi Minh, oh my God. I didn't expect much from Ho Chi Minh because of my, previous, programming from the Western style movies and so on about Vietnam. But when I arrived there, it was amazing how there's this mixture of European culture and the Western and the Eastern culture at one. I actually stayed at the D2, and one moment it's one part of the Ho Chi Minh. So one day I just woke up and I found out it looks like a Parisian, like I'm in Paris, Then you just walk 100 meters away, and then suddenly you are in the middle of Vietnamese culture. So this combination is something that really excites me as a person. I enjoyed the crazy traffic in Vietnam. I found out for myself that I'm a very bad driver. Do you know why? Because I did very well in Vietnam. So, what's the rule, the driving rule in Vietnam? Very simple: drive. There is no rule, just drive. And it all works. It's amazing. Sometimes you're in a crossroad and you see literally 10,000 people on the motorcycles in front of you, and it seems like you are going to be swallowed by it. But if you let it go, if you just drive, suddenly you find your ways. It's like natural managed traffic. I still don't know how it works, but it works. Uh, I also visited south of Vietnam. We were on the coast. It's beautiful. I can't remember the place. It's very similar to the south of Thailand on the eastern coast, like Chonburi and the Tran and so on and so on. And I really enjoyed it. One very special place is Bali. Bali is a unique place to be. It's a preserved old Hindu culture. There is of course Muslim culture and Buddhist culture also, but it's, I think, more than 90% it's Hindu culture with a very, very traditional ways of spiritual, and development, and it's still there. It's all preserved. It's really special. It's a beautiful place, natural place. I would suggest, if you go to Bali, of course, everything is nice. Even the craziness of Canggu and the craziness of Denpasar, it's nice. But if you want to really feel the old Bali, it's not just Ubud. Go to Amed. Amed is beautiful area dominated by the Vulcan, which erupted 3 years ago, and I was actually there at that moment, and it was special because you realize how fragile you are. You can disappear if the nature wants. You will disappear, but it's gonna be glorious in HD. So we spent some time there. It's a black soil because of the eruptions, previous eruptions. The sea is super clean, like in Mediterranean. I'm coming from the Mediterranean, so I like to compare with that. It was super clean. It was abundant in fish, and people were really nice. Jakarta. Oh, Jakarta is one of the most craziest traffic places I've ever been in my life. I had a very good experience with people there. Actually, you know what? I had good experience with people everywhere. It doesn't depend on the place where you are. It depends of yourself, what you attract, what you want to do there. This is what you reflect in your experience. I guess I was lucky, in a sense, what I want in my life. Okay, so Jakarta is a place where you don't walk. I hope they will change this soon, because the traffic, it's not built for the people who commute by walking. It's built for the people in the cars. And I was always wondering, because I was working there, they would always send me a huge big car just for 2 miles travel, and I was thinking, like, what for? But then you realize, to do 2 miles you need 1 hour. And in this 1 hour, if you have a laptop and a connection on the internet, you can work. So they have these big cars where you're actually commuting and working at the same time. Very good food. What I was interested in, the historical background of Jakarta, what Dutch built there, the old town, its prestige, and the lifetime. You wouldn't expect that, but it's very good. So the night parties and all that, it's really, wow, yeah, I can't wait until this pandemic is gone to do it. And oh, Brunei. Brunei was very accidental. So I was in Singapore, and I just need a little bit of rest from all the traveling, all the work and so on. So I didn't mention Hong Kong. I will get back to that. So I went to Brunei with my girlfriend, just to visit, and we said, okay, let's stay 10 days. Essentially, nobody wants to stay 10 days in Brunei because there's nothing to do. They say there's nothing to do. So first day, second day, third day. I mean, Brunei looks like this big golf park. It's all managed. It's all super nice, super cool. Then we found out that there is the biggest over the water, how do you call it? I'm not sure about the English expression. City, like 25,000 people live above the water in this village. It's UNESCO protected. It's super interesting. There is a beautiful mosques there, and lots of peace. No alcohol, no smoking. So you have to manage it somehow. So what we found out from the bloggers, that if you want to drink a beer in Brunei, you will find a Chinese shop where they are drinking a yellow substance in a cup, and it's actually a teacup where they put beer so that nobody from outside can know what you are drinking. We try to find that. It's not about alcoholism, it's just about pleasure. Okay, So what we found really unique in Brunei is the rainforest. The rainforest is amazingly preserved. There is a lot of scientific research there where they're trying to understand some of the traditional remedies. This is my personal interest. The traditional remedies, how we can apply it in a modern way. We also visited the route through the rainforest, and it was amazing. I would strongly suggest to do that if you have time, and if you are interested in that. 10 days, wow, it was amazing. And then Hong Kong. So I work in Hong Kong. This is my second home, just like Bangkok is my second home. Like Penang, Malak, all these places are my second home. Hong Kong is a mixture. Hong Kong is a model of the future of the future polis cities, like these mega cities which become nations. There is a special culture there because it's a combination of Western, the best of West and the best of the East is in Hong Kong. There are some changes, but I think these changes are actually reflecting in China more than in Hong Kong. And in a very good way, because the Hong Kong has something to say, has something to tell. Hong Kong is a radical city. Hong Kong is where you test your startup. This is where we do our startup. And if you are successful there, you will be successful everywhere. Very good nightlife, fantastic people, food not to mention. Business-wise, it's very easy to work there. You can open a company, not big investment. Everything is known from A to B. And the people are super open to work with you. So I have a very good experience. I was in Zhuhai, I was in Macau, but I was in Shanghai. Shanghai it's a glorious city. It's a New York of China, full of foreigners. Since I'm talking now and I'm doing this video for Sam, I shared with him that, you know, I have a friend. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so we had some session, like a music session in one club, and a friend of mine said, "Would you like to have some African meat?" I said, "Yeah, of course." So we went to the place, which is African club. There was like 300, I don't know, 400 people from Africa dancing, enjoying the food, enjoying the drinks, and it's in the middle of China. So actually, my experience with traveling is this: if you listen to what the media tells you, okay, this is media as well, but I'm trying to be honest. If you listen to the established media, what they are saying about a certain nation, not just in a political, but in every sense, that's one thing. There's a purpose for that. But if you really want to understand what is it about, go there, spend some time there, and then you will know the truth. And the truth is that people everywhere are the same. They have the same problems. They're helpful, and they want to be happy. And this is one thing we should never forget, that we are actually all the same. Yeah, so I will keep traveling after this pandemic is gone. For now, I will travel inside of Thailand as much as possible. But my life is moving, and I truly feel that my life is of a nomadic nature.
Okay, interesting. How long have you been traveling?
8 years. Now in this area, 8 years. But before, I was always traveling. I lived in Morocco for a year in Essaouira on Mogador. Beautiful place. The Mogador. If you want to experience the mixture of culture again, Portuguese, French, Moroccan, Muslim influence in all this, it's amazing. You know? Egypt. Don't go to Egypt less than one month. This is the minimum. Actually, 1 month is not enough. Just 1 month in Luxor is to, you know, just to touch a little bit of the culture and the feeling there. And so wherever you go, stay a little bit longer. Don't be a tourist in a classical sense. I mean, tourism is cool. You provide for other people. You get a sense of the region where you travel. But to really understand it, you have to stay there for a little bit longer time. Even in your own country, you know, where you are from. I was traveling in Croatia all over the place. And I was always surprised. You just move 100 kilometers away and suddenly you realize, wow, this is another country. This has nothing to do with what I think it's Croatia. So the traveling is essential for us to be humans.
Okay. When you travel, what do you do in your free time?
Well, for me, there is no free time in life at all. Free time is all the time, but also you work all the time. So I try to not to plan things. For me, the how to say, if you plan things, then you will get caught into the plan. So you let the things happen. How I meet you? I was just on the beach doing my thing. You were on the beach doing your thing. We meet. You know, we start to exchange information. We found out we have some mutual interest. We have something to talk about. So I actually let myself into the moment, and however moment develops, I just follow it. So I don't have a plans, and I don't have a free time because it's always free time.
Okay, you said you have been traveling since 8 years, right?
Yeah, now 8 years in Southeast Asia.
Okay, what motivates you to travel for 8 years?
First, of course, my work, but motivation for travel is beyond something you want. It's something you need. So if I don't do it, I would die. I would develop some disease and die.
What is it?
I don't know which disease, but you know, if I don't travel, if I don't change the environment, change the people I exchange the experiences, I mean, what's the life for? I mean, yeah, that's it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
have a nice time.
yeah, sawadee kap.
Bye bye.
Kap.